You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Hello and welcome. You're tuned in to what feels like a Tech Tuesdays session here on Vocal Technologist. Today we're doing a really quick tour through some major tech changes happening right now.
Yeah, things that are already impacting us, from AI getting smarter to, well, health breakthroughs and even how we think about biology itself.
It's a lot, but we'll try to hit the key stuff without making your head spin.
Exactly. The connections are pretty interesting, and the real-world effects are definitely worth knowing about.
Okay, so let's jump right in. OpenAI just rolled out GPT-5. Big news, right?
Huge. And it comes in 3 types.
Yeah, Pro, Mini, and Nano. And get this, some versions are actually free for all ChatGPT users.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're claiming it hallucinates fewer confabulations is the term, I think. And it's supposed to be much better at coding.
Right. That's the buzz. That rarely screws up and generally feels competent.
Which, sounds like a solid improvement for reliability.
Absolutely. It's not just about smarter AI. It's about more trustworthy AI, especially for things like coding or handling sensitive info.
Makes sense.
And while OpenAI is making moves, Meta is right there with them. They've got this TBD Lab.
The superintelligence SWAT team. Sounds intense.
It kind of is. They're actively poaching top people from OpenAI, from Google, pushing their own model, Llama.
So a real talent war driving things forward.
Definitely. And it shapes where the tech goes ethically, too, depending on who gets the best minds.
Interesting angle. Okay, so while the AI giants battle it out, let's maybe pivot to something more personal. Our health.
Good idea. Lots happening there, too.
Like Eli Lilly's new weight loss pill. It's a GLP-1 type, apparently really effective.
Ah, yeah, those mimic gut hormones to help with appetite and blood sugar. A pill version is a big deal.
Right. Could make these kinds of treatments way more accessible, cheaper, easier than injections, but similar effects and side effects, they say.
That's a significant step for managing chronic conditions, for sure. And speaking of accessible fixes,
Yeah.
the FDA just approved eye drops for presbyopia, that near vision blurriness that hits most of us eventually.
Oh, reading glasses replacements. How do they work?
Well, they use something called a seclidine to gently shrink your pupil. Creates a kind of pinhole effect.
Huh. Clever.
Yeah, it sharpens near vision for up to 10 hours, supposedly, without blurring your distance vision. Pretty neat, non-invasive option.
Wow, science is amazing sometimes. But tech isn't just, pills and drops. It's changing how we work, how we interact.
Totally, even in places like HR.
Exactly. AI is completely changing HR. Leaders there aren't just using tech anymore, they're shaping the strategy. They're key players in AI governance, tech ethics.
That's a fundamental shift, isn't it? From support role to strategic partner.
It really is. Which brings up how we manage the human side of all this tech.
And sometimes that gets, well, complicated. Like companies, Orchid is one, offering preconception genetic testing of embryos.
Right, for around $2,500. I saw that. That opens up a whole can of worms, ethically.
It really does. On one hand, you have the argument for preventing serious genetic diseases, helping parents have a healthy child.
Sure, that's compelling.
But then there's the other side. Concerns about designer babies, about turning life into a commodity, potential inequality, stepping away from the natural lottery, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a really complex debate with no easy answers. Okay, shifting slightly, again, the wider tech economy. It feels a bit split, doesn't it?
How so?
Like, you hear about this rip-roaring AI economy, but then the general consumer economy feels lackluster.
I see what you mean. There's definitely a focus on AI investment. And speaking of AI, those coding assistants.
Yeah, they're not replacing human engineers, right? More like helping them.
Exactly. Augmenting, not replacing. And actually, many of the startups making those AI coding tools are struggling because the running costs are so high.
So the reality is a bit more nuanced than the hype.
Always is. And even within big tech, you see struggles. Look at Intel.
Oh. What's happening there?
Well, there seems to be some disagreement between the CEO, Liputan, and the board about core strategy. Like, should Intel even stay in chip manufacturing?
Seriously, but isn't that core to their identity? And politically important?
It is, especially for the U.S. wanting its own semiconductor supply chain. Intel's factories are kind of crucial for that, politically speaking, even if financially. Well, reports suggest they might be a money loser right now.
Wow. So corporate decisions tangled up with geopolitics?
Happens more often than you think in tech.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot in a short time, from AI models to eye drops, HR strategy, genetics, economic splits, corporate drama.
It really shows how fast everything is moving, touching almost every part of our lives.
These aren't just abstract ideas.
Yeah.
This is really the world we're living in, evolving right now.
Absolutely. And as this pace just keeps accelerating, shaping our bodies, our work, our ethics, maybe the question for you listening is, what single piece of tech innovation do you think will surprise us the most with its impact over the next, say, 5 years?
Something to think about. We hope today gave you some food for thought.
Spoken Tech for your ears.